Clicking it. I'm clicking it.
Okay.
What's up, fam?
Are we live?
100K, 1000K, million K. We are headed to the moon, just on all levels. What's going on, guys? How you feeling?
Welcome to the live stream, guys. We've got a special for you. Well, it's not that special. Well, it's special to us.
What's up,
I feel
fam?
like we've worked really hard.
100K, 1000K,
to work
million
hard
K.
with you guys to bring
We
you
are
the
headed to the
hottest
moon,
gems,
just on all levels.
latest
What's
news,
going on,
and
guys?
all the
How you
information that
feeling?
you need to make the best crypto investing decisions potentially. And we have a bit of a milestone today. Adapt Crypto just hit 1K subscribers, which is so it might not be a lot in your eyes, but
Boom! Come on, guys. Let me hear it. Turn those
to-
thumbs blue. Let's go. 100. 1K. Well, sorry. 100, 1,000. They're all the same. Just one
Yeah.
zero difference. Sorry.
And yeah, it just feels good. It feels good to experience this with you guys, and I feel blessed, and I just want to say thank you very much to Dan and Marsh for making this happen. We don't have Lara here today, but she's usually in the background, just coordinating us. We can be a couple of buffoons sometimes, and
Speak for yourself.
she makes us look really good on
Yeah.
live stream.
Yeah, one might say that we're a bunch of apes that need some herding.
Very nice. Well, congrats, guys. But, the real heroes out here are our viewers and followers. So, we appreciate your attention because that's literally the most valuable thing that you have is your time and your attention. So we honestly appreciate it. I'm being honest. I appreciate it.
There's the picture of sincerity on his face right now.
I'm serious. Like, this is exciting. I'm excited for the future, just in general. And I hope you guys are too. What's up, Lena? I'm trying to figure out what the line on your, is it Lena? Lena? Wonder where she's from. But good to see you, Johnny DiMaggio. Is that Johnny Diamond Hands? I feel like he's always changing his last name.
Johnny's been killing it lately. I just want to give a quick shout out to Johnny. He's, he came in and, he was a little bit, he seemed a little bit new to the crypto space, but lately he's just been killing it. He's been finding some of those hot gems. He's been, finding those ones that haven't launched yet. So, our members have plenty of time to sort of do their own research. And just quick shout out to you, man. You're doing really quite well. Keep it up.
Definitely one of the success stories. I mean, that's, I think, what we're hoping to do. People show up in the Telegram and they're like, hey, I want to buy this scam coin. I want to buy the top. I want to buy this. I want to buy that. And then we're just kind of like, bro, maybe don't do that. Maybe you should do this and do some more research.
Yeah,
and
for sure. And we got an OG in the chat as well. Welcome, Candy.
Oh, what's up, Candy? Yeah, it's a happy family. So if you are catching this live stream as a non-Telegram person, you're missing out. I'm serious.
All right, let's crack into it.
Yeah, let's get some.
We'll crack into a bit of booze. So Bitcoin,
news going.
we're seeing Bitcoin sort of, retest those all-time highs. Yeah, didn't quite get there recently, but we didn't really drop back much. So I dare say, potentially we'll see that maybe Monday. Or maybe we'll see some Sunday shenanigans. Who knows, right? But Bitcoin is now 10% of the gold's market cap, right, and more than 50% of Apple's and Silver's market cap. So, we're starting to really hit some milestones here. And for those who are out there still thinking Bitcoin's a scam, you got to really ask yourself, what are you basing your facts on?
It's a very successful scam. It's a super successful scam.
Like, where do you, what's that line in the sand that sort of says successful or not successful? Because Bitcoin is literally worth 1 trillion. It is literally in the top six assets in the world in terms of market cap. And it just continues to break those records. It continues to provide utility. It continues to provide, a real use case. And, we're starting to see some real, success stories, across the world. You can YouTube this sort of stuff, being able to fund those who are less fortunate. And, yeah, doing really well. And I don't have a lot of news today. I think that's pretty much it from myself. But I know
I
the
just
boys
wanted
have got some.
to
Yeah.
make a quick point on that. I mean, Bitcoin is it's number 6 right now. But you take a look, it's definitely growing. And in terms of growth across all assets in the entire recorded history of money, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, in terms of growth, beats every other asset class hands down, and it's still going up.
Yeah, no, it's a scam though. It's this internet money, and guys, it uses too much energy. I'm worried about the environment. I'm sorry.
Well, for those who are legitimately worried, let me know how much energy banks use and all that sort of good stuff, and how they process money around the world. Because I'm sure Bitcoin does have a bit of comparison, but anyone who's up to date with crypto news, and I say like at least up to date within the last 5 years, cryptocurrency is moving to that proof of stake model. So, shout out to you, Yellen, whatever your damn name is. Who cares, right? Yeah, Ethereum.
Wrecked.
Don't be talking about my girl Janet Yellen like that.
Just yelling at Yellen. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
I think, we're starting to see ETH, like it's starting to recover a little bit. It's still a little bit sluggish at the moment. Like any good trader, I may have to readjust my Mars target, but I dare say it's pretty spot on. And I just want to marked this, this location here because this is, the next week. And if everyone remembers 13th of March, 2020, today was actually the bottom of what they call the COVID market crash. So things are looking very positive. I think everyone's sort of looking around now going, all right, guys, is it time to ape? And that's exactly...
Are we safe?
And I think
started
that's
from the bottom, now we're here.
Ooh. and if you time the market right, it's at least, I'd say it's close to 15x. I haven't done the maths, but it went down to about $3,000 or just under $4,000 per Bitcoin, and US that is. And now it's 57,000. So, whoa, mate, if you time the market right, you'd be cheering, absolutely cheering.
If you were smart enough to buy that crash, man, I was this close. I was like, hey, what's going on with Bitcoin? Wait, I'm gonna play more video games. Like back during the COVID crash.
Just to give you a quick update on the Bitcoin market dominance, nothing really to report here. I'm still watching this. We've talked about how sporadic some of these candles are. And to be honest, I'd love to just sort of see this. This really old trend line sort of break, because that is going to pump my alt bags, and it's going to pump everyone's alt bags. Everyone's going to be really happy. I will say though, it is starting to reclaim that, that 50-day moving average, but we'll see. I love Bitcoin, but I love my alts even more, right? And I do want to give a shout out to a very dear project of mine, Gojira. This project, I love it. I love this project. I'm a little bit biased, so by no means take anything I say as financial advice, but I will say, the devs have been working, hard in the background, and like the price, I dare say, is reflecting some of the hard work. And what's it done? It's done close to a 12x in the past 24 hours. So just absolutely, wow, just broke all-time highs again. So yeah, well, I wonder what's going on there, guys. Just a sweet project, right? If you're in our Telegram, you'd be all over this, all these plays. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, congrats to those who hold Dojira. It's doing quite well, and I love you guys. So that's my shout out. I'll hand it over to you, Marsh or Dan.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, let's check this out. Yeah, man. There's just always so many newses. I'm hung up on why Americans call it doing math and you guys call it doing maths. Like the plural of maths. I don't want to waste too much time on that, but I'm always like, why do you guys? Anyways, some old school whales are moving around their Bitcoin, which is always just sort of again like wildly speculative, like most the stuff that we have to do here in crypto. But what could it possibly mean? Somebody that got a block reward back in 2010, they got 50 Bitcoin in block rewards, and they finally sort of moving these wallets around. We're seeing also the number of wallets holding 1,000 Bitcoin plus sort of dropping off as it's hard to know. They send them to their friends. Maybe they're splitting them up into smaller wallets. But there definitely is a lot of movement going on in Bitcoin sort of whale land. This other wallet that had 10,000 Bitcoin that did nothing for 7 years has started to wake up and move their coins around. So everybody's sort of curious what that means. Does that mean it's going to zero and it's a scam? I'm guessing the news that you were talking about, Gooding, is proving that that's not the case. So maybe they are just sort of sharing the wealth, or it's also sort of tax season. We're getting ready for taxes, and maybe they're just trying to move some stuff around a little bit for that. Hard to know exactly. But in any case, MicroStrategy is just throwing more of its cash, more of its fiat in there. We got 15 mil again from MicroStrategy. I think it was funny when they were like, they lost their credit rating a little bit after buying too much. And then they were just like, well, what if we bought a bunch more? Like, we don't care. So MicroStrategy is really just stacking it up. And I mean, I'm guessing there's some smart people working there. What is this saying? That brings their total holdings of Bitcoin to 91K Bitcoin, or 2.2 bill. So way to go, Micro. They're just crashing through with all of that. Yeah, what else we got? I do want to talk about the thumbnail with Vitalik. Yeah, we were talking about this before stream. I think it's important to remember when you're getting mad at Vitalik for being an idiot and slow, that this dude is 27 years old. 27 years old. I got to think back to when I was 27. I was not doing super smart stuff. I was maybe being a little lazy, and I did not have the number 2 most important crypto that runs the entire DeFi economy on my back. So I'm guessing, I don't know, I used to make fun of him. He's skinny, he's weird, but can you imagine the stress that he's been going through this past decade or so? Like, I honestly would not want to be this dude. But he does seem to be figuring it out. He's been posting a lot on the whatever the ETH blog is about potential solutions, the ZK rollups. He had another idea here, but he's just throwing out all sorts of different ideas and trying to just kill some of this FUD about the 51% attack that the miners are gonna do. I don't know, guys. Do you really think the miners are gonna crash their own coin? They're mad about losing their gas fees from the new proposal, but
I don't know, man. Like, these miners, they earn too much.
They definitely earn too much.
Yeah, and it's just a little bit of extreme greed, I think. Like some of the high-end miners are earning about $200, $300 US worth of ETH per day. And you got to ask yourself, like, how does that affect the network? How does that affect Ethereum's price? It's not sustainable in my eyes. That's all I'll say. Sorry, Dan. Let's cut you off.
Yeah, no, you're good. It's just this weird model, because if you look at the amount of earnings that Ethereum miners have been taking home historically, from last year, the same time last year to right now, Ethereum miners are earning more than 4 times what they did at the same time last year. And that has continued to rise as network congestion goes up, as scalability issues continue to pop their ugly heads. And the EIP 1559, it's basically just cutting down on this extra income. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be happy if someone said, oh, hey, all these raises that we've given you over the past year, we're going to go ahead and take that away. But at the same time, they're still going to continue to earn fees. They're still going to be like an important part of the network. And if they don't get on board with these new solutions and the proposals that have been put forth and are supported by literally everyone else except for the miners, then they put themselves in a really precarious position of, hey, we can either fork the code or we can get on board. And forking the code is not a viable solution because at the end of the day, they're going to lose their income stream because if they fork the code, everyone's going to get on board with the continued supported Ethereum blockchain, and this extra like ETH Classic 2.0 is not going to work out. They're not going to get the same profits. They don't have a choice. They have to get on board.
ETH Cash. I don't even want to think about that. And I feel like it's just pretty sort of short-sighted from them. And I guess they want to, like they're saying here, a display of force that they are sort of important in the market. But if the throughput goes up 100x, then we're going to see cheap swaps again. And then the transaction amount will skyrocket because people desperately want to gamble in the ape casino in DeFi. So if you got to let them. Guys, miners, can you just chill here?
Yeah, miners, come on. Just come on. You guys watching at home, if you do not support having Ethereum Vitalik vision, go ahead and smash that like button and comment. If you do support Ethereum, let's call it Vitalik vision, get out. I'm sorry. I don't support you.
Or like, I don't know, write a one in the chat or something.
No, don't actually leave. I'm sorry.
Don't actually leave.
I do want to give just a quick update on Dojira. Maybe this is just influencers sort of influencing the price. Most likely not. I think it's just a lot of hype.
Ooh, what the?
Dojira, it just keeps on going. Crazy. So again, congrats to those with the diamond hands. Not only have you been accumulating Dojira the whole time, but you've just 15, almost 15x at, depending on when you got in, of course, but 15x since the start of today.
15x for the king of memes. It's coming for you, Dogecoin. Watch out.
Wow. All right, sorry. Back up, you guys.
Brutal. I did find this story pretty interesting. The Silk Road founder, who, if you don't know what Silk Road is, he really sort of helped develop Bitcoin as an illegal market there on the internet. But they found him and they sent him to jail for double life sentences. So he is sitting in Arizona with, I guess, nothing to do. But I guess he somehow does have access to some sort of computer because he wrote this Medium article, which I did find, it's very long and it has some weird drawings that I guess, I don't know, they gave him some colored pencils there in jail. I don't want to make fun of him because that obviously sucks to have a life sentence at that young age. But he is talking about decentralized social protocols, which I think is something that has not hit any sort of, nobody's really made a project like this as far as I can tell, right, guys? And social media desperately needs some sort of censor-proof, decentralized thing that actually gets some adoption. Because I think I love YouTube. YouTube is probably the best thing in the world. But there's just I don't want to point any fingers. In general, in the social media landscape, there is some censorship going around. If you have a view that is maybe not socially acceptable, you will be deplatformed and you will be sort of vilified for doing that. And personally, I don't think that's very good. I think stupid people should be allowed to say stupid stuff because it allows freedom. That's freedom of speech. You have to let stupid people say annoying stuff because that lets you say your own thing as well. And so I'm not sure if there's any devs out there watching, but I think this is a pretty good idea. And he's laid it all out here, but obviously he's spending a life sentence in jail and does not have any capital or connections to actually make this happen. But he makes some really good points here. All the money is going to these major platforms, and there are content creators and users just working their ass off. And it's all just going to the big companies. So this DeFi revolution is about bringing power back to the people, back to just normies, regular types, and funneling that revenue stream away from the big banks and the big companies. So I don't know. What do you think, guys? Is there potential here, or is he just spending life in jail?
Man, no offense to him, because he definitely did a big thing at an early age. But unfortunately, I think he's kind of peaked a little bit, just because serving a double life sentence does not usually do well for your career's prospects down the line. I mean, he can definitely be right on this point. I mean, cryptocurrency is definitely pushing into wider adoption. And we're all here for various reasons. I think money primarily being the focus, but, advancing the world, getting through and adopting these truly revolutionary and disruptive technologies is the way of the future. And the people that get in on it now are going to be the ones that benefit the most from it, unless you're, in prison.
Yeah, I honestly don't think he's going to be developing anything anytime soon. But I did find it an interesting article that he put together here, and I'm sure somebody that does make a decentralized social platform will. That'll be some sick gains. Whoever figures that out. It's not in the landscape as far as I can tell. Any sort of social networks based on crypto. But prove me wrong. Let me know in the chat, guys. I did want to just rain on the parade for a second here because we are all super pumped about Bitcoin is mooning. It's all just exploding. But if you do look at the traditional market, if you just look at the S&P and the other sort of regular stonks, everything is going up. But if you look a little bit deeper into just bonds and what's going on sort of on a deeper level, there are some signs of danger that are going on. I think this is a pretty important thing to remember. I'm excited about getting my stimulus check. I think everybody wants an airdrop of any sort of kind, but I think this is a pretty good quote that it took from the beginning of America to 2020 to print $4 trillion, and then just from 2020 to now, we now have $18 trillion in the supply. So if any sort of coin did this, I mean, remember when YFI printed it, 1,000 YFI, and everybody was like losing their minds? If any coin project had printed, my math is not so good, but that is multiples of the original supply, that would not be good for the PR around that coin. But for some reason, since it's the US dollar, it's kind of chill. I mean, I know people talk about the printer going burr, but it is important to note how insane this printing has happened, and everybody's going to be like, it's fine. But we are, at least in America, already seeing pretty stark signs of inflation. The price of gas has been skyrocketing 30%. Agriculture commodities are up by 50% since 2020, and especially other sort of physical object prices. I've been hearing about this personally through anecdotes, that the price of lumber is up 180% since last spring. So it is costing you a lot more to build your house or do any sort of construction there. That is a major increase, and these are sort of canaries in the coal mine as I see it. And I really think we're just seeing the very beginning of this inflation, and all that really means, I mean, Americans are going to have to settle for less, basically, because their money is already pretty devalued, and wages are completely stagnant, and they have been since the 80s. And so they're not going to raise the minimum wage till like 2025, and in which case, I don't know, people just don't have that much cash, and all the stimulus checks they're throwing at the market because that's where they see the largest potential gains. But we need like a functioning economy. We need people actually earning money for this for the market to survive. Otherwise, people will eventually pull their money out of the market to pay for extreme necessities like food and that kind of thing. So yeah, I love being a moon boy, but I think it's important to just also notice on a macro level what's going on, because we do have to figure out what to do with our crypto. I honestly think crypto is going to be the future forever. But if you do want to avoid the dip that is going to come when the traditional markets sort of bottom out, then we do need to keep an eye on some of these more scary metrics. And the bond yields, I don't really understand all of this stuff about bonds and everything, but they are sort of splitting apart from each other. And the rates that normally people would put all their money in treasury bonds because it's just a guaranteed return and a hedge against inflation. But that safe haven asset that has been the safe haven for almost the entire history of America is not looking so hot either. Those rates are not so good. So those are just a couple things that I'm like trying to keep my eye on. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Silence. Pure silence.
Getting, do you have any particular points in that? Being in the U.S., I have a fairly biased opinion on this kind of topic, so I'd prefer not to speak first.
No, man. I think firstly, I just want to say I've got some mad heat stroke right now, so everything's like a bit of a blur. I can't even read what I'm writing, so I do appreciate everyone's patience with me. I have no comments. I'm really sorry.
That's fine.
All right. Good.
Really
Good to get.
I don't know. I'm really red. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm super red.
It's good.
I had a bucks night last night, so yeah, we did some abseiling, did a lot of swimming. Everything is just very, very quick for me right now.
Oh, we are all real people. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we could tell. You've got some color today. A little color. A nice sun-kissed red. We'll say that.
Yeah. Peach.
Gooding has been
Peach.
wrecked by the sun. At least
He's got a
doing okay.
little cherry over there. Yeah, but as far as all this goes, I mean, U.S. economy is, I don't know, ever since I want to say the end of the Second World War, which you could kind of attribute the crazy economic growth as having come from militarized war spending and the kind of the flow of capital and capital forming effects that came from war. But all the statistics that you pointed out that are laid out in this article, they're all true. I mean, the buying power of the dollar has been going down substantially over the past few decades, honestly, and middle class, lower class wages have not been raising at an equitable rate. Like, no one can afford to buy their own houses. No one can afford to get out of these rent situations. I mean, people on average in the United States are paying about half of their income just on rent. Like, you don't have enough to afford the basic necessities to allow your average American to invest, to spend their capital in ways that are not on the bare necessities, which would allow them to branch out, to have more freedom in their opportunities. And it's a weird phenomenon in the United States where it's actually more expensive. You spend more money being poor than you do when you have wealth, because of this whole bulk buying phenomenon. You can get things at a discount.
It's the split.
Yeah, the split between classes, the upper class and the middle class and the lower class. I mean, the middle class is basically evaporating, and we have this huge economic divide between the upper and lower classes. And that's just been exacerbated over the past few years, I want to say, with economic policies and all these crazy social effects that are come as a result of that.
Yeah, no, it's all a little unsettling, at least to me. And if you're not an American, you could be like, well, whatever, America sucks, like they deserve it. But because America is sort of the basis, still the basis currency for a lot of different markets, especially the oil markets, but the reserve currency for most sort of developed countries, if the dollar crashes out, if the economy really does take a major dip, that's going to be difficult just globally in general. And yeah, I don't know. I feel for everybody that's going through tough times in America right now, because it's good to have the stimulus check coming through. $1,400, that won't even pay half of your rent for most people in a large city. So we shall see what's going on here. But yeah, I don't want to get too stuck in the doldrums here, because Bitcoin is mooning. I think it's time to just try to build your stack up, because that's one of the only ways that you're gonna survive. I think the coming phases, but I don't want to be too doom and gloom, and maybe they'll figure something out here. But just some of these numbers are very sort of unsettling. And just to sort of cap it off, because we're getting up here. I mean, I love doing this live stream. I could do this for hours, but we're all used to looking at DEX tools. If you are a proper degen, then you should be no stranger to DEX tools. I mean, you saw what Dojira was on that chart, but I think TradingView is a little sad that they're missing out on all of the degen plays or whatever. They're not getting the same screen uptime. So I wanted to point out that not all of the coins are up here. But something like Chain Guardians was just launched a couple days ago. You are now able to put in your ticker into TradingView, the big grown-up chart system, and they're listing a ton of these Uniswap tokens, and not just the big majors. This is a token that just launched a couple days ago, and it is already up here on TradingView. So you can use all your fancy indicators and add it to the rest of your portfolio. Maybe like make a list of risky plays or whatever in TradingView. So I just thought that was pretty cool, because for at least for me, the point of the potential just absolute collapse of the U.S. economy is you got to make some cash right now and get it in to the crypto. So I don't know, your shopping cart can be cooler than the other shopping carts in the zombie apocalypse. I don't know. That's my bit.
That's all I got.
You got anything?
But y'all didn't expect to hear an informed lecture on economic policy today, especially not from a talking sushi head.
Well, it could happen. Sushi head, do you have any exciting news apropos sushi or any other sort of coins?
Brother, this is what I live for. Let me go ahead and grab that screen.
Yeah, grab that screen.
All right, guys. So you dread it, you hide from it, you run for it. But destiny always comes. Let's go to DeFi Pulse, pulling up the screen. Hope y'all can see it. Boom. Wait, am I in the right spot?
Yeah. Lending?
Okay, cool. Lending? No, that's not the right place. Where are we? Let's go to Dex's. Boom.
Whoa.
Oh, hang on. Let me. Thank you for the air horn, sir. Grab some color here. Oh, if you couldn't tell, this is what we're pointing out here. There we go. Hang on, let me change the color one more time. We're gonna meme a little bit because I've been calling for this to happen for months.
Oh man,
SushiSwap is coming back home to take the crown.
That is.
If you can't tell, that is the crown.
That is nuts, man.
Yeah,
I guess with Uniswap giving the crown away for a second to Binance Smart Chain made a little room for the true king. I think
the true king. The king has come home. The return of the sushi king, guys. But SushiSwap is currently wearing the Dex crown, at least in terms of total value locked. And you can tell just by the one-day change percentage right here. A lot of this has come very recently, and it's absolutely insane. You can think of a couple of different factors for that, but I just want to point out a couple trends that I've been observing for kind of the past few weeks, months, really, since around December time. How do I get rid of this? Don't need to save that. All right, cool. So let's go over to Uniswap. I mean, the self-reported numbers are always going to be a little bit off between DeFi Pulse and the native protocols. So they're saying they got about 4.7 billion. And SushiSwap is saying they've got about 4.52 billion. So it is very, very close still, and it can all change at the drop of a hat. Any big fundamental news can change things, tip the scales in one direction or the other, especially with the rumors of Uniswap version 3 coming along pretty soon. But let's take a look at the top tokens from both platforms. And this is something that I've talked about before, but I wanted to point it out and really drive the point home. So things have been tipping over. There's been a flippening in TVL between Sushi and Uni, right? So we look at the top tokens. Stablecoins are generally always going to be in the tops for both protocols. But take a look at the perspective liquidities. USDC for Uniswap, 322 million. We take a look down here, 232. Okay, so pretty close. Uniswap's definitely got the advantage there. And that was generally the case for basically all of the stable coins for Uniswap. Things are a lot more even now if you just want to do your own comparison here later on. But SushiSwap has begun to flip over the stable coins in terms of locked liquidity in SushiSwap as opposed to Uniswap. But the more interesting thing that I want you all to pay very close attention to is, what about the DeFi blue chips, your royal blue chips? Let's take a look. So top 10 on SushiSwap, we have YFI, Chainlink, Aave, Synthetics. If we go to the next page, we'll have a couple more, Compound, for example, Maker. Those are the DeFi blue chips, right? And then we want to do direct comparison to Uniswap. Well, none of those are on the top 10 on Uniswap.
Yeah, what is RAI reflex index?
Who knows? Who cares? It doesn't matter. But take a look. Chainlink, 44 million in locked liquidity on Uniswap. And Chainlink, I got to go back to the front page. Oh, it's more than double on SushiSwap.
Crazy.
And then we keep going down, and none of these other blue chips are on the top in terms of locked liquidity on Uniswap. Got to go down a couple pages. You got Maker, Aave, and that's kind of it for this page. But you can tell these locked liquidities are way, way lower than what's on the SushiSwap platform.
Crazy.
And
the
that
top
can
list
be,
is all like gambling coins mostly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a saying, I guess, in both the traditional financial world and also starting to be adopted more in DeFi, and it's your money is going to flow to where it's treated the best. And in terms of the liquidity rewards, it's 100% in SushiSwap's favor. All the major projects are starting to preferentially list their liquidity, their main liquidity pools on SushiSwap, including the stablecoins now. It's absolutely insane the amount of growth that SushiSwap has had ever since the reflippening or the previous flippening where Uniswap took back their liquidity. And I want to say a lot of different factors that are involved, but it's mostly just that they get those sushi rewards from being a liquidity provider, and Uniswap offers only the trading fees, the 0.03% for being an LP provider. And I've done a fair amount of due diligence on what returns you can expect on these pools, unless you're an absolute whale or you have some other incentive, it's basically not worth it. You are essentially wrecking your liquidity providers on impermanent loss unless you offer some other kind of incentive, or you offer impermanent loss protection, which Uniswap does not currently have. So SushiSwap is going to be wearing that DEX crown for a long, long time, at least until Uniswap fires back with a version 3 that either has a layer 2 impermanent loss protection, or they start giving out uni rewards again. Thoughts, guys?
Mind blowing.
Yeah,
honestly,
I think it's been interesting to sort of watch SushiSwap take the crown. It hasn't always had the best history, but it's definitely improved substantially since the change of ownership. And it's been really good for the space. I think it's good to have like a really strong competitor when you have a DEX that has a monopoly over everything. It's not healthy, right? So when there's a bit of competition, healthy competition, this means that they have to be more competitive to sort of beat each other. And when they're being more competitive, who benefits? It's going to be the customer, the clients, the people like you and I that have options. Where's my money going to be best treated? Oh, maybe it's SushiSwap at the moment. So it's really good. I'm happy to see Sushi sort of do well for the right reasons.
It's such a fantastic crypto story, right? It started off anonymous. There was an issue at the beginning. It went to zero basically, and then rose from the ashes to like have all of the good parts of DeFi, right? Where it really is a community built system. Like you say, Bender, if you go over to the forum, they're constantly looking for new ways to update the protocol to actually get more value to everybody that's using the platform. And yeah, having these revolutionary ideas to send money back to the people. If you're engaging in the protocol, that you're actually part of the project, and that seems to be something they're very engaged with and open to new ideas as well. And I love Uniswap, but they do seem a little more mysterious, a little more tight-lipped, just a little more mysterious. And yeah, like you're saying, I tried providing liquidity a little bit on Uniswap, and I don't want to say I got wrecked, because I didn't get wrecked, but it wasn't that great. So but yeah, I don't know. We'll see where this all goes, guys. But
nice,
we are.
that's awesome. We got some targets there, guys. So be sure to sort of update your own charts, and that way you could sort of make these decisions on your own as well. So, yeah, us.
Yeah, we're going to the moon, guys. If you don't have a sushi bag, I would, if you don't want to buy sushi, if it feels expensive to you, you can always try to provide liquidity. Test it out first. Don't go all in, obviously, but sushi rewards are still extremely juicy, and there's a lot of fundamental news that's coming along. Again, I'm not going to spoil things for you. Please do your own research, but there's a reason why I haven't sold a single sushi since the start of January.
Very, very wise. I would trust this guy. But this is not financial advice. That's just sort of information that is out there. So. But yeah, I just want to give another shout out to our followers. It's so good to see people in the chat, people talking to each other, and yeah, we appreciate you getting us to 1,000 subs, and we look forward to the next 1,000 because I think the people watching this right now, I mean, where is there another channel like this in crypto? We got these 3 weird dudes. We got a sushi guy, and we don't just I don't know, talk about bag pumping.
We got sushi, we got lobster, and we got a chef. We are good to go.
I'm cooking it up here. Yeah, so we appreciate it, guys. I want to keep just hammering that home. So yeah, we look forward to the next 1,000 of you, and let's build this army because we are stronger together. I truly believe that. So unless you guys got anything else important to talk about, we will see you tomorrow.
Short and sweet. Love you guys. Take care. Have a good day. Hope you make heaps of gains. And I suspect we're going to have a very big week this week. Hopefully an alt season.
Oh, wait. We're not even in alt season yet?
Not a good one. Not a big one.
All right. Later, guys.
Serious.